This episode and every episode of the Beer Guys Radio Show is brought to you by Monger Brewing. Visit Monger at their tap room in Marietta, Georgia, or online at ironmongerbrewing.com.
Open up a tab, grab a seat, and pour a pint. It's time for the Beer Guys Radio Show.
You want free beer? Go to the brewery.
Dedicated to the art, science, and enjoyment of craft beer.
Yeah, what's wrong with the beer we got?
Now, here are your hosts, Tim Dennis and Brian Hewitt.
And welcome to the Beer Guys Radio Show. We're broadcasting from the Beer Guys Radio Studios in Marietta, Georgia. We had to do a little rescheduling this week, Brian.
Yes, we did.
Schedules change sometimes, but our guest, Chilliwassee Brewing Company from Peru, is going to have to reschedule. They'll be with us at a later date, but we're good because we have the Todd DiMatteo from Good Word Brewing with us. I'm Tim Dennis, and with me, as always, is my good friend and co-host, Brian Hewitt.
Hey, Tim. So, as you said, Todd DiMatteo, he's the owner and the brewer at Good Word, and wasn't always planning to be that way, but that's how it worked out, isn't it?
That's true. It did work out that way.
Indeed.
Secret plan. No, I'm just kidding.
A secret plan. A secret from you, actually. Is how
yes,
it
was. Yeah. I mean, I was a home brewer, so like in my deepest desires would be to all right, I'm gonna be the brewer, but like I just didn't have the wherewithal to be that person. So yeah, we hired somebody, and then they decided to leave, and probably the best thing ever happened to me, honestly.
Trial by fire, right?
Trial by boiling
when you've
fire.
got to make things happen, you got to make them happen.
Indeed,
really.
It's true.
So we're going to talk about your travels on the road and what's going on with your upcoming anniversary and some collaboration beers, and we're probably going to get into a little bit of drama in the beer news. So Todd, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Beer news drama.
Yes,
the internet loves that, Brian.
That's
true.
That's all I'm on the internet for anymore is just the drama.
That's
really.
it. That's all it is, mostly. That's
Yeah.
all it is. Well, Todd, we drank some of your beers this weekend, actually. We went down to the Decatur Beer Fest.
Thank you very much.
It was cold and rainy there, Todd.
That's when my beer is the best.
If you weren't aware.
Not at
Well,
the beach when it's
yeah.
cold and rainy.
We had Hollow Moon, which is your Imperial Stout. Is that peanut butter, right?
No, that one's got toasted coconut, vanilla beans, cocoa nibs, and a little brown sugar.
Okay. See, I know you've got Hollow Moon, Moose Tracks coming soon.
Yeah, Moose Tracks will be Saturday.
Coming out Saturday. Was that the one that was peanut butter? I don't know.
It's peanut
I knew
butter.
one of them had peanut butter.
That's it. So I was just mixing them up there. We drank the Hollow Moon. That's the one that's
Right.
on there. So
Yeah.
it was really good. We had a good time at Decatur Beer Fest despite the rain. A very nice older lady saw me walk into the festival in just a short sleeve shirt and stopped and made me take a poncho. And she told me to make sure to tell my mom that she took care of me there.
That was very sweet.
So that was good of her.
She saved
But
your life, Tim.
She did.
It
Even
was
with the
really,
poncho, it was still pretty
really
rough
damp
there.
out
But
there. Yeah.
we got to meet Sean O'Sullivan from 21st Amendment
Yeah,
that we
in
had on
person.
the show recently. He was out there hanging around, having a good time. Always see cool people there. We got to try Basic Becky from
Prairie.
Prairie.
Artisan. Yeah.
And I'm not
That
big
was
on
a pumpkin
beers.
latte thing?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
cool.
it tastes a lot like pumpkin bread. It had a breadiness to it and that. And plus the name was Smalls being here.
She was excited about
Basic
that.
Becky. We gotta get some of that in the studio.
She made me take a picture of her with that beer. So yeah,
Had to
she
be
was
done.
she was quite happy with that indeed. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
saw that
but-
on your Untapped, I think. That was your...
Yeah.
you
A
posted
very
that.
yes, I believe
Yeah.
it was.
That was a fun time though. But then we went down to Hapeville, Georgia.
We did.
Our friends Nappy Roots did a concert for the local Motion Arts Fest down there. They had a pre-game and after party. They had a pig roast. So we had a whole pig. They had 4 of their collaboration beers on tap there that we got to get into. Those were really good. They had one they did with Good People Brewing out of Birmingham. They had their Nappy Goat that they did with Scofflaw. And I'm trying to remember the others. They had a Oktoberfest they did, and I can't remember the name of the brewery that they did that one with.
I was hoping you remembered because I went
Yeah.
looking for it and I'm like, I can't remember what it was, but I can't still. But
Yeah.
the good people, I think that was the pale ale, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, that was nice. Nappy Goat was good. So the all of them were really good. So
And we did go see their concert in the cold rain again. That was the theme for last weekend was cold and rain. But we made it through, and we had plenty of beer and roast pork and that to get through it. So as far as cold and rainy weekends go, it wasn't a bad way to go.
yeah, not terrible, not terrible. You know, we've got something coming up, don't we, Tim?
We do. We've got
Yeah.
a pretty big Todd, this is your episode is our 199th episode.
I want to come to. Can I come to the next show?
So you can come. You can come
I
hang
want to be
out.
the 200th.
So,
You're so close.
so close,
Dang.
man.
So close.
So close. But
Can
we're-
you play this one after that next person?
No, because now we're talking about it being 200.
this is 200, guys. Forget
This is
what he said.
199. So
Dang
no,
it.
you're
No, that's
just a
about-
week too early.
Dang it.
So it's
No,
you're
that's
still
great.
cool though. So
Thank
you're
you.
good.
Who's going to
So
be 200? Who's the lucky
It is
person?
Tombstone Brewing.
Okay.
So we're going to have Tombstone on here with us and talk to them and have a good time.
Nice.
That seems ominous, actually, having a Tombstone
Tombstone,
for 200.
yeah, maybe we didn't think this out
Did
very
not think
well.
this one through.
Yeah,
So.
but we're also having a party next
We are?
weekend,
Yeah.
November 2nd. We're having a party right here at the Ironmonger Tap Room next to our studio. And we're going to have some beer swag, beer guy swag. We've got a big, fancy, huge bottle of beer to have a toast with.
I'm looking at
Pork
it right
rinds?
over there.
Pork
Yes.
rinds. There'll be pork rinds.
A lot
I
of
think
pork
we're going to have
rinds.
some charcuterie probably. So it'll just be a good time. Nothing too crazy, but we're going to have some nice stuff here. We're going to have a good time. So come join us. Come to the Ironmonger Tap Room, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern, and we're going to celebrate our 200th anniversary.
Congratulations, guys.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate
you.
that.
Very
Yeah.
cool. That's awesome.
It's fantastic. Tim, I think it's time for us to get into the beers of the week.
Crack open a cold one. It's the Truck and Tap Beer of the Week. Craft beer and food trucks in downtown Woodstock. Truckandtap.com.
Well, Brian, as always, we have a fantastic list of beers to get into here. We did a little pre-gaming with some more Colorado beers. We've been on those the last couple of weeks because we had friends out there. But we had Itsy Bits from Weldworks, which I think that was a GABF medal winner, correct?
I believe it was, yeah.
So that's good. A sessionable version, Brian,
Yes.
of their Juicy Bits there. So that was tasty. We've
heard
also got...
I heard they paid for the medal. You guys were talking about
They paid
scandals.
for it.
Scandals?
They paid for
That's
the
it?
medal.
Paid for the
Hang
medal?
on, save it
Just
for the
kidding,
news. Save it for the
everybody.
news.
No, it's delicious.
That's right. We'll put it in there. We'll mention it. You heard it here. You
Yeah.
heard it here. The fake news right here. Fake beer news.
Episode 199.
That's it. The final episode. So. But we enjoyed that. Had a good time with that one. We also are drinking right now. We used to be cool from Good Word. We're enjoying that. We've got a lot of others. We do have the Hollow Moon that we talked about. We've got a Rocksteady English Mild. We have their Oktoberfest here. We also have a new one from New Realm that just recently released from their Wooded Reserve, their first release. It is a pastry blonde strong ale. So I'm looking forward to checking that one out, Brian.
Oh, yeah, I am too. That sounds really good.
Yeah. So, Brian, what is happening this week in the news?
What's in the news? The beer guys have the scoop.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Time for headlines.
Okay, so I promised drama, and I'm going to deliver some drama. Josh Noel, the beer and food writer for Chicago Tribune, has been blackballed by Goose Island. So according to his recent posts on Twitter, apparently there's a big media event around this time every year to introduce the latest round of Bourbon County beers. A lot of media people are invited, including Josh, but not this year. And it wasn't an oversight. When he asked them about it, Goose Island told him they weren't comfortable with him attending, even though he's been there for the past 10 years. So it seems that likely that the book he published about Goose Island last year called Barrel Aged Stout and Selling Out, Goose Island, Anheuser-Busch, and How Craft Beer Became Big Business, did not sit well with AB InBev. Poor Big Beer, they just can't catch a break,
They
Tim.
can't catch a break. Never.
Hashtag got him.
Hashtag. So, that is kind of rough, though. I mean, he's been covering it for 10 years, covering that for 10 years. He said he'll still have a review out. It just won't be in line with the media preview.
I saw that he was still going to do that. I didn't want to say anything because it kind of deflates the story a bit, but yes, I think they will follow up with it at some point. But I got to follow that up with a crazy story from the Detroit Metro Times. Founders Brewing manager claims he didn't know that his black employee was black, Tim. You heard that right. I'm not changing that at all. That's exactly what the headline is. The employee in question is Tracy Evans, also was Tracy Evans, so still Tracy Evans. And his race is at the center of a racial discrimination lawsuit he filed in federal court against Founders. In the suit, he alleges that the brewery has a racist internal corporate culture, and it's blatant. Like they're dropping N-bombs all over the place, the staff is, and they're naming printers white guy and black guy printers according to how good the printers are. The black guy printers are the substandard printers, and the white guy printers are the good printers. He also claims that he was wrongfully terminated when he prepared to make a second formal complaint to the company. And in the transcript of the exchange between the general manager and Tracy Evans' attorney is mind-boggling. The manager claims he didn't know that the guy was black because he didn't know his lineage. He also didn't understand the question, are you aware Tracy is black? Like, he didn't get the question at all. And apparently didn't know that Barack Obama or Michael Jordan were black because he's never met
them. Right.
Yeah, so fantastic stuff. What's even crazier is apparently the two people were friends before they worked at Founders. So I don't even know what to make of it, Tim.
You know, when you see a news headline like this, I'll say that I generally try to be optimistic and say it can't be as bad as this headline looks. This is as bad as the headline looks. It's ridiculous. So if you haven't read the transcript, go out there and check it out. Then the lawyer makes a statement and basically defends what's said. It's a ridiculous situation. I have no idea what they were thinking.
It doesn't help at all.
No. You're listening to the Beer Guys Radio Show. We're going to break On that note of insanity, we'll be back very soon with more from Good Word Brewing. Is your brewery or restaurant flooring all jacked up? Your foundation needs to be protected from heat, chemicals, and other contaminants. At the same time, you want to make sure it's slip resistant and you can clean up your messes with soap and water. You know who to call? ResTech. We've been manufacturing poured-in-place flooring since 2002, and we've got solutions to fit any facility's needs. Go on and visit our website at restech.net. That's RES-TEK.net. Drop us a line and we will come to you for a free evaluation.
Oh, yeah. Follow the Beer Guys on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
To be the man, you gotta beat the man. Woo!
Now, back to the Beer Guys radio show.
Welcome back to the Beer Guys Radio Show. If you missed an episode, don't worry. All episodes are available as a podcast. Subscribe on your favorite podcasting app and never miss a show. Now back to our conversation with Todd DiMatteo and Good Word Brewing.
Todd, what's up? How you doing, sir?
Really good. Thanks for asking.
Good, man. Good. We've cracked into your Martzen here. Drink time. What is drink time in German?
What was that? Because that's what I called it.
I was going to say, I figured.
Trinkenspaß?
It was, Trinkzeit.
Trinkzeit.
Okay.
Yeah, that was last year on the menu. I put Trinkzeit, a.k.a. drink time. But everybody was like, oh, can I just have the Martzen? You know,
Right.
like they were.
There we go.
And I don't want to do that. It's like, why would I make somebody feel foolish when they just want to drink our beer? So I'll try to think about that a little bit.
We have that a lot where I don't speak Dutch. I don't speak
Sure.
French. I
Yeah.
don't speak German. And a lot of the beers we drink are from those places. So I'm still not sure the exact right way to say Dreifonteinen. What's the right way, Todd? Do you
Me,
know?
I don't know.
Okay.
They were pouring at a table right on the other side of us. So like there was one person in between, but I was too nervous to say anything.
And
to
I think
anybody.
you're alluding to something we were going to talk about, Shelton Fest, correct?
I was definitely alluding to that.
Yes. So you got invited to Shelton Fest this year.
Yeah, that's
Congratulations. First of all, that's a big honor to be invited out.
It was
Hang
really
with that.
cool. There was a lot of begging to be involved. I was like, please.
You do what you got to do, right?
Include us. We want to go. No, it was great. We had a blast. And yeah, getting to go and port that event was pretty awesome for a little brew pub in Duluth, Georgia.
What were you pouring there?
So I always bring extra beer, but we had some cans. We had cans of Anna Fantastic, which is a tangerine and tart cherry sour. We had Die Todd Die, which is a Pilsner. And then we had cans of Hollow Moon. And then on draft, I had Never Sleep. And I think I had Never Sleep cans, but I had Never Sleep on draft, Hipster Dynamite, which is a milkshake sour beer. And I had David Bowie Eyes. And then I feel like I had something else.
Is that a reference to Betty Davis eyes or like
No,
a
but
weird
everybody
thing?
says that.
Yeah, I hear that.
That's the first thing I thought when I heard
exactly.
that.
Everybody, people at Shelton Fest were saying, I'll have that David Bowie.
That's
eyes."
exactly
I'm like,
what
"It's
I would
not-
have done.
You know this is
You're
not
like,
right.
no.
Roll with it. That's what they like.
I did. It was fun though. But
Yeah, Anna Fantastic's one of my favorite fruited
Thank you.
sours. It's just
Cool.
a delicious beer. And I think we may even have some Die Todd Die in the fridge here, in the
Nice.
beer fridge.
Very possible. Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to jump ahead. We were going to ask about this, but since you mentioned the beer, why do you have a beer telling you to die, Todd?
So it's not really me. It's not like, it's kind of a knock on an Untapped rating. And it was kind of indirect. There was another Todd, and I've often joked that Todd's just a bad name. Sorry if you're named Todd as well out there. But anyway, it was like an English mild, and he gave us like a 1.25 star for a Rocksteady or Bebop. I can't remember which. And I was just like, you know what? That sucks. And I was a little mad. And so, yeah, it's just me being a child at heart.
Okay.
A jerk, I guess.
That was your...
But it's also
that was your
self-deprecating.
Untapped review of yourself, basically.
Basically, yeah.
Was.
And then I've got another beer called Resurrection Todd, which is a farmhouse lager, and it's dry hopped. So,
Okay.
You nailed it because that's exactly where I was going to go next.
Yeah, all Todds live.
That's right.
But on the can, it's great. All the art's done by Rachel Eleanor. She's amazing. But I was basically like, can you just make a bunch of Todds like kind of dying in different ways? But they're all like really cutesy little things. And I had her put Todds are terrible and they must pay on the front of the can. And then she put on the side, no Todds were harmed in the making of this can. That's pretty cute.
So that Resurrection Todd, we've been talking about it a fair amount. That had the Kveik yeast in it, or the Kveik, or
It was a co-pitch of Bach yeast and Kveik, yeah. And so I started out cold, like you would a lager, and I just turned the jackets off and let it kind of do its thing. And I definitely didn't like the beer, like while I was fermenting. That yeast strain is just like, it's weird. And, I was like, all right, this is going to be garbage. I'll probably have to dump it. And then I used some Sterling, which I used in Dye Todd, but not dry hopping Dye Todd, and added to that tank, and we let it sit for about 6 weeks, and it tasted really good. It's actually, I think, Ryan Skinner's favorite beer. But
Ryan is your co-owner, partner.
Yep.
Partner in crime there at Good Word.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
He's great. He holds it down, and he and Ryan Haig works in the brewery with me. We all came out to Shelton Fest and had a blast. So,
The good festival up there. I know when it was announced, a lot of people complained about it being in Buffalo. It's like all the cool places. And it was the same week as Great American Beer Festival, which I thought was kind of
that was the only bummer for me, because I wanted to go to GABF as well, but I wasn't going to miss Shelton for sure. But you know what? Yeah, people were talking about Buffalo, but I think Buffalo was freaking awesome. I mean, seriously, like the people of Buffalo were extremely friendly, and everywhere we went, people were just like really into beer, and the town was really cool. So we had fun.
I saw the Buffalo folks coming in and
Yeah.
defending it when people were talking about that. And
I'm sure I would
didn't
too.
spend a lot of time in Buffalo. I lived outside Syracuse for a couple years, and my little Auburn, New York, on the Finger Lakes region. So I lived there. So we'd tend to spend time in Syracuse and go to Rochester sometimes. I was big into skateboarding then.
Oh, cool.
So we'd go over to Rochester for the skateboarding demos and such.
definitely an interesting vibe there. I worked there for a couple of months back in like 2003. I was going to say you didn't have a big beer scene, but I did eat some wings there. Did you have a bunch of wings while you're over
I
there?
had zero wings.
No wings.
No wings at all.
How did
You're
they
not
let
even
you
trying,
out
Todd.
without?
They do try to give you wings wherever you go. We had beef on weck, which is another Buffalo thing, or maybe it's a upstate New York thing. I don't know, but that was really good. No wings. No, we talked about it, and we just didn't get them.
Do you know about salt potatoes, Todd?
No.
Okay, so
but
salt
I think
potatoes.
salt and potatoes go together.
Well,
though.
the simple thing with this is you take a bag of like new potatoes, and they get boiled in like a whole pound of salt.
Whoa.
And then a typical serving of these is you put them in a bowl pile or whatever, and you pour like a ladle of drawn butter over them.
Okay.
So it's potatoes with just a boatload of salt and then drawn butter.
I'm in.
The cool thing about them is that it, the salt raises your blood pressure a little bit.
Okay.
And then the butter lubricates your arteries. So it's like a body cleanse, basically.
It just shoots your blood right
That's
through.
it.
Just a
right,
luge.
like fuel injector cleaner.
It's like
when you put it
the
in there.
potato luge through
I never thought of that.
your
That's-
veins.
yeah.
Yeah.
Works
Sounds
out
healthy.
well.
Sounds really good. So in addition to doing Shelton Fest, I saw that you guys got the honor of being listed on Thrillist's best IPAs in America. IPAs, even.
Yeah. That was really cool. That was for Never Sleep. I've actually been brewing an iteration of Never Sleep since I was homebrewing some years back. I would work in the daytime at a brick store and then come home and homebrew until like 2 a.m. And so that's where the beer kind of got its name. But that was awesome and a cool surprise. But really
That's some
cool.
dedication right there.
What? Yeah, brewing like that? Yeah.
If anybody wants to try their hand at it, it was actually featured as a homebrew recipe.
Yeah, that's right.
The clone was done up in, what was it? It was the American Homebrewers
Association.
right?
Yeah,
I'll
you
be honest
teed
with
it
you,
up for us with that too.
That was like one of the. I'm not trying to do that, but I love it. That's pretty not bad.
Yeah.
The lead up, I like that.
Yeah.
thing.
We right into it, man. We rolled
I
right
haven't
into
been
it there.
prepped, guys. I'll let you know. But yeah, that was probably of all the things we've been able to do. That was one of my favorite things is like getting to do that because I remember looking at homebrew recipes. It's like learning how to play one of your favorite songs. So it was really, really cool. I was honored for sure.
Have you tried a homebrewed version of your recipe? I'm curious. about
Man,
that.
no, that's cool. We should do that at Good Word. Do like a Never Sleep contest.
Yeah, have
Well,
people
that's-
bring it
They'll
in.
probably
see what
all
they
be
think.
better than Never Sleep.
Burnt Hickory did that one time, I think with Digits, wasn't it?
I don't
one
know.
of their beers where they did a clone contest. Where you
Man,
could
that's
go out
really
and
cool. I
check
love
it
that
out.
idea.
That'd be fun, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I'm taking that, Scott.
See, there you go. Scott Hadeen, you've been warned there. So yeah, some good press. You guys been on the move here a lot, right? And another mention, Hollow Moon was mentioned as one of the 20 best beers to drink this fall by Hop Culture.
Yeah, that was cool. I definitely love that. magazine and followed that and hoped that one day we could be part of it. And when we were, I was like, holy bejesus.
How about that, man? You guys just everywhere. Shelton Fest and then all these shout outs.
I called Ryan as soon as I saw the hop culture thing. I was like, he was working, he didn't answer. So I was like, tell my wife, like, this is crazy. We got, mentioned, and she's like, well, is that a big deal? And I was like, well, I guess it. Like, I think so.
Yeah, of course.
Like, thanks a lot, woman.
No, it was awesome. But yeah, really, really cool.
There's all kinds of crazy stuff. And you poured at Aslan Beer Company's anniversary too, right? Like you're pouring everywhere. Like I think you had an event at the Whale in Asheville as well.
You know what,
so,
guys? We're going to find out
many.
more about this in just a moment, but we need to take a break right now. So you're listening to the Beer Guys Radio Show. We'll be back with Good Word right after this. Brian and Tim, the Beer Guys. If you're like us, no lunch or dinner is complete without a pint or two of craft beer.
Which is why Truck and Tap in downtown Woodstock, Alpharetta, and Duluth are always on our list. Tim, why do they call it Truck and Tap?
Well, the tap part is easy, Brian. They've got 18 of them.
As for the truck part, that's where it gets interesting. Truck and Tap features your favorite Atlanta area food trucks, so you're getting a different menu every day.
Truck and Tap in downtown Woodstock, Alpharetta, and Duluth.
Truckandtap.com. Let them know that the Beer Guys sent you. As a brewery owner or taproom manager, are you looking for ways to enhance your customer experience while maximizing your revenues? Craft Cellar is a mobile solution that helps your brewery drive sales and attract new customers through online pre-sales for beer releases, events, and memberships. Get details now at craftcellar.com. Mention Beer Guys Radio after sign-up and extend your free trial to a full 30 days. Remember, craftcellar.com, craftcellr.com.
Craft beer forged with a reverence for tradition and new styles that start a revolution. Ironmonger Brewing. The brewers at Ironmonger Brewing pride themselves at being masters of barrel-aged, hoppy, and sour beers. They invite you to their tap room in Marietta, Georgia to taste and see. Also visit their barrel room for an intimate drinking experience with great live entertainment. Keep up to date on all things Ironmonger by liking them on Facebook. Ironmonger Brewing, establishing a new standard in craft beer.
Follow the Beer Guys on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
I believe you have my stapler.
Now, back to the Beer Guys Radio Show.
Welcome back to the Beer Guys Radio Show. I want to give a quick shout out to one of our great radio affiliates, WBQO 93.7 FM in Brunswick, Georgia. Catch Beer Guys Radio on WBQO every Sunday at 1 p.m. local time. Now back to our conversation with Todd DiMatteo and Good Word Brewing.
So, Todd, when we went to break, Brian had just shoehorned two questions on you, just piled them right on you there.
He did, like a sandwich.
Just bam, bam. So we're
Delicious.
gonna address those. And he mentioned you poured at the Aslan Beer Company's anniversary.
Super cool, great
recently.
guys, loved it.
Yeah,
those guys are. I think they're coming down in November.
Okay, we're getting a lot more beers here in Georgia. A lot of good stuff is coming.
Yes.
And so it'll be cool to get them in there. And also you visit the Whale in Asheville. And Brian, you mentioned that you've been there and you're a fanboy, right?
I am a big fan. Yeah, that's where I had a lot of really great beer there. It was, I think it was my favorite place to drink while I was there. Don't tell any of the breweries I went to, but I mean,
it's
it was
fantastic.
a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the second time we've been there. So the last time I came up, we were doing a tap takeover with my friends from Dissolver, and I can't remember if there was somebody else involved with that, but maybe Resident Culture or somebody. But anyway, I had my 2-year-old was sick, and so I drove the beer up with my 2-year-old, dropped it off, ate, and drove back home.
Wow.
Yeah, because we didn't have a babysitter because she was sick. So when we were there this past weekend, we hung out. It was my wife's birthday, and we had a blast. I love that place. Ross and Jesse own the Whale in Asheville, and they've now opened Greenville, and the places are friggin' awesome. Yeah, I broke a glass in the bathroom. I felt terrible.
I didn't. Confessing now.
You guys have some
I told him
commonality
I did
there.
it. Well, I told him I did it, and I wasn't drunk. This is the thing that's a bummer. I was not drunk, I promise you. I had like maybe 3 beers, and I shouldn't have brought it in the bathroom, but I didn't want to leave my drink out. I felt kind of odd doing that. And so I went to go put it on the top of the toilet, and I was like, that's just gross. And so I put it on the sink ledge, and it slid into the sink and just destroyed the sink. And so working in a restaurant for a long time, I am not going to leave a mess because that's a jerk thing to do. So I clean it up, and I come out, and there's 2 girls sitting on the side of the bar, and I was like, I broke a glass. Like, yeah, we heard. Everyone heard that.
Nice. The echo of the sink bowl there or something.
It was so loud.
Dude, the walk of shame out.
Dude had a broom already. And anyway, they forgave me, but it was fantastic. We're going to do something with them in Greenville at their location as well.
So see here, the connection that you and Brian have, you broke a glass in the bathroom.
Yeah.
You used to work at Brickstore Pub.
Yeah.
And Brian once broke a glass in the beer cellar.
That's right.
At Brickstore.
Yeah, that was
you, huh?
The Holy Mother of Gatherings.
He was really drunk, though. Unlike
and
you,
when you get down to the cellar, most people are drunk when you come down or when you leave.
I think I knocked over a keg, too.
Ryan was giving us the tour down there.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm surprised that wasn't banned, and up until now, nobody's ever talked about it.
Actually,
Yeah,
I told Ryan it was probably for the best.
I can text the owners now. Let them know.
Let them know about it.
Just remind them who? Oh, yeah, we remember. Legendary.
I think you sat a glass on the edge of a keg.
Yeah.
And it fell. And the thing is, it wasn't a Brickstore glass. It was Brian's favorite tasting glass, which
I think it was,
are no longer available.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah,
I'm
made
sorry,
me
dude.
sad. Yeah. Such a sad time, Tim.
It's sad. You made it through it, though. Well, you know what? Something you mentioned briefly earlier, Todd, can art, your artist.
Yeah.
So
Rachel
you use
Eleanor.
a local artist for all your can art. Is that right?
She is fantastic. I mean, seriously, she's so good. She's done, I think, 5 labels now, but we have like 6 more she's working on. But her name is Rachel Eleanor. And yeah, if you need something done, she is amazing.
So when you do can art,
Yeah.
how much freedom do you give to the artist? Do you give them a concept? Are you tight control there?
So being kind of that mindset, like a little artistic, I guess, and creative, I want to give them a piece, but then see what they come back with and then tighten it up from there. Because I, definitely know what I'm looking for, but sometimes I feel like if I give too much direction in the beginning, then maybe I won't get what they want to give, like their part of it. So, yeah, just give her like a little idea or whatever. And sometimes just the names alone, she's like, oh, I've got a great whatever. And she'll come back with some sketches, and then we work from there. But I love it. I think that the process is great, and what she comes out with is fantastic.
It's cool to see breweries that put some time and effort into the can art. And it really doesn't have to be anything crazy. It's just, make something that makes a statement there, speaks to who you are.
Yeah.
It does a lot for the beer. I mean, whether or not we want to admit it.
Totally.
That curb appeal, man. Your beer's got to have some curb appeal if you want it to, especially with all the beers that are on shelves these days.
For sure. Yeah. We definitely, I mean, for me personally, having like, music background, it's relatable to like an album cover. So like if you have a really cool album cover or whatever, it's like, that's going to catch my attention, just like you mentioned on a shelf or in a glass case somewhere. So yeah, I love that. I joke and say people on Liberator are like my label mates.
Yeah.
As cheesy as that may sound, I'm always like.
Now, you mentioned music, and I know you have had a couple bands.
Yeah.
With all you're doing, do you still get some time to rock out there?
I don't, but I do think in the next couple of years I might pick it back up. But, I've got my guitar still, but I kind of dissolved my studio stuff. And, it's funny, a couple of years back I was selling amps and microphones for homebrew gear and
I know
tools.
Yeah.
And I had quite an impressive homebrew setup, but I sold that maybe, 6 months ago.
I've done that. I don't have room at my house for all the hobbies I have.
Sure.
So space rotates.
Yeah.
Like whatever. I was into woodworking before I got into homebrewing.
Dude, I love woodwork.
I had a little
It's
lathe, all kinds of stuff.
Nice.
I did a lot of stuff. And then when we started homebrewing, it didn't take long before I didn't have enough room. And my garage is the hobby space.
Sure.
And so the lathe got sold, then the table saw, then the bandsaw, and just taken over with brewing equipment and empty Amazon boxes.
Yeah,
a large desk.
And a large desk, yeah.
So when I was playing music, we were playing maybe 2 to 4 shows a month and rehearsing a lot. And my wife, and I started homebrewing, my wife said, listen, pick a hobby. And so, I feel like I was winding the band down. We did one last little record and a couple gigs, and just put it down for now. But I'll pick it back up.
One day. It's still there.
It's still there for sure. Yeah.
But you do get a little bit of your creative juice going. Your social media has got a pretty good following.
Yeah.
You have some fun with some videos, a little creativity art there. So,
yeah.
And do you mentioned you got some of those kind of in the library, but they haven't made it to a prime time yet, right?
I don't know what if our followership is quite prime time, but it's at
Okay.
Good Word Brewing if you want to come follow
That's
us.
Good Word Brewing.
But yeah, actually last year or earlier this year, we got invited to a Craft Brewers Conference and did a social media panel. It was funny because we had like 5,000 followers. Not that we have more now; it's barely above that. But we were on the panel with Odell and like Funkworks, and they've got like 50,000 and 25,000. I was like, what are we doing here? And El Sharpton actually put that panel together, and he's like, man, I wanted you up there because you have like a different way to kind of approach beer, and the videos are fun and all that. And I was like, man, I appreciate that. It was funny. I was super nervous, even though I've been on stage a bunch. But when I got up there, I was like, man, this is fine. It was fun. Yeah.
I did a panel years ago on the culture side, social and culture side of craft beer.
Okay.
And that was it. And I'm like, okay, let's do this. But it was a blast.
Yeah.
And I had no trouble when a question was asked of me. I'm just rambling way
Nice.
beyond my time limit about it. So
I ramble too much, and that's the problem. It's like, wait, what in the heck is he talking about now?
I think in the Georgia beer scene, you and Halfway Crooks have
Yes.
unique social media.
Yeah.
And
They
if-
came to
if-
mind too.
If you haven't seen Halfway Crooks beer, social media, check out their Instagram. It's not going to make a lick of sense to you. It will not make much sense, but boy, they clicked with their follower base.
Yeah.
With the strange, obscure stuff. that they
Delightfully
post.
offbeat and random. Like
Yeah.
none of it gels. I'm curious. I want to see another one of your well-produced videos. So when are we going to see another one?
I've got 3 in the works. There'll
3 in the
be-
works? Okay.
I think we'll probably release one in the next few days. It's for our Drawing the Florida-Georgia line, which is a party on November 2nd. It's going to be we're leaning into the redneck of it all.
Oh, that sounds
My dad's a
fun.
big
All right.
redneck, so I'm drawing my character from him.
Some Floribama Shore stuff there.
But Halfway Crooks is amazing, by the way. If you haven't had the
They
beer,
are.
go seek them out. Sean and Yoran, amazing dudes.
They are
good people.
very
Yeah.
good. Yep. And that, again, a good kind of, for lack of a better word, kind of pedigree of beer. Yoran came over from Belgium to brew for 3 taverns here in Atlanta, went out on his own. You're wearing one of their hats right now, which is another thing that I never would have thought those would be so popular. It's a blue hat, and it's just got lager on it.
Right? Makes
From
perfect
block
sense.
text.
From a distance, it looks like a ship hat, like the
It does,
you'll
the
see the
Navy
retired
hat,
vets
yeah.
with the it looks like a
Right.
medallion, a golden medallion. It's fantastic.
But
It's
there are people
genius.
everywhere else saying, I need these hats, help me find these hats. And they sell out of them as soon as they get
Yes.
them.
Jason
Crazy
Glunt from
stuff.
Salute Cerveceria was like, dude, I lost my hat. Can you give me one? I'm like, I got you, baby.
See, got to find it. You're listening to the Beer Guys Radio Show. We do need to take another break, but we'll be back very soon to talk more with Todd DiMatteo of Good Word Brewing.
Have you ever thought about owning your own brewery but don't know what it takes to get one built? We're Storytime Construction, and we build breweries. We're Georgia's most experienced and hands-on contractors when it comes to building new breweries and tap rooms, or expanding existing breweries. We offer full build-outs, remodeling, and additions, as well as consulting and construction management. Give us a call at 770-733-4343. Storytime Construction. We build breweries.
Follow the Beer Guys on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Strange things are afoot at the Circle K.
Now, back to the Beer Guys Radio Show.
Welcome back to the Beer Guys Radio Show. If you enjoy the show, please consider supporting us on Patreon. Just go to patreon.com/beerguys. Patrons get cool perks like Beer Guys swag, commercial-free episodes, and even bonus episodes that aren't available anywhere else. What do we have this week, Tim?
So this week, Brian, we put out another episode of this beer right here with Allagash True Penny Pilsner. It's a Belgian-style Pilsner. Surprised us a little bit because we weren't expecting the Belgian-ness.
Yes, the whole Belgian style.
So
Pilsner.
check it out and see what we thought. And also, Brian, other cool perks that our Patreon supporters get. In addition to our regular party for our 200th episode, we're having a special Patreon-only party. That's
Ooh.
Sunday. You can come hang with us.
Very special.
And share some beers. So it's good times.
All right, so let's get back to our conversation with Todd DiMatteo and Good Word Brewing.
Todd, you've got a lot of events coming up. And I think probably most notably is you guys are just coming up on your 2nd anniversary. Is that right?
That's right. Last year we did it on February 23rd. We called it one-ish because I wanted to wait and get some beer squirreled away, but we definitely have lots of beer squirreled away for this November 23rd. We're hoping to do at least 4 cans, but maybe a couple more than that, depending on timeline for labels and all that. But yeah, I mean, bunch of cool kegs of hard to get stuff. We're going to have DJ Black Mozart, which is a good friend of ours named Smiley. He's going to be spinning, and we're trying to get a band. We don't have a band locked in just yet, but I'm pretty sure we'll make it happen.
Time to restart the band, Todd.
I was going to say, I think
Alabama limo rides again.
I think the Amber Foxes are available. You should look into them.
That's right. Yeah, they're scattered about.
So, like, teasers about the beer. You're going to come out with 4 cans. Any ideas exactly what those will be, or like?
Yeah, for sure. So I've known. I put this beer list together maybe like 4 months ago, and now it's just the pressure's on to like get it all done in time.
Done.
Yeah. But I think we'll have hopefully Anna Fantastic back, Never Sleep, Sleepwalker. What else? Die Todd Die. Maybe Hollow Moon again. Yeah, I don't want to say for sure all those, but we'll have some.
Those are all in the running.
They're all in the running. We have like 6 in the running. I just want to make sure we can pull it all off. Space is always a little bit of an issue.
Now, where you guys are located, for those not in the Atlanta area, Duluth, Georgia has really come up last few years, right? And I remember when I moved to Atlanta many, many moons ago, 20 years ago now, there wasn't anything in Duluth. No one wanted to hang there. It was a boring suburb.
Right.
But they've revitalized the downtown area. You guys are there.
Yeah.
One of our sponsors, Truck and Tap, has a Duluth location just across the way from you guys. And Old Fourth Ward Pizza, O4W Pizzas down there. Delicious. There's another brewery coming soon, 6S Brewing.
Yeah.
Coming down the way. So it's popping up out there, right?
It's happening. There's an open container law. I mean, we love it. Honestly, Duluth as a city has been very supportive of us, and then the local community coming in has been great. So yeah, we love it.
And the way it's set up there, where your brew pub is, it's kind of a city square-ish sort of area. So a big open thing where everything connects. You can hang out.
A lot of concerts and stuff. It's great.
And you can take your beers out there in that area.
You can walk them all around. Yeah.
The place is hopping, and there's a little donut store next to it. I like it. The little mini
donuts.
Little
donuts.
Simply done donuts. Yeah.
Yes,
they are small.
That's good stuff. So hit the beer and get the donuts.
Yeah.
I'll say this. If no one else has seen this little place, rather than doing full-size donuts, all of them are like 2-bite donuts maybe.
Probably.
I'd call them 1 bite. I had them today.
One good bite, right? One big.
Yeah. They're decent size, but sure.
The thing is instead of getting one donut, you go in, you get like 3.
Thousands.
They do like 3, 6
thousands,
many donuts.
So you can go in there, because I like to try a few because they do crazy flavors.
They do.
Reese's cups or chocolate covered bacon, peanut butter bacon.
It's like the beer world right now.
Yeah. Maple and bacon together. It's great in beer. It's great on a donut.
You should do some collab stuff with them. Get them to bring over some. Okay.
We did a beer called All the Ingredients, and so I took some maple syrup from the biscuit place right around the corner, Maple Street, and then I used some donuts that I soaked in rum from Simply Done Donuts. I got cocoa nibs from the Chocolatieri, and what else?
It's like a neighborhood collab.
Yeah, it was amazing.
He didn't actually use the donuts in the beer. He soaked them in rum and then ate them while he was doing that.
But it imparted the flavor. Yeah.
It was kind of a joke about the current way we're doing beers, and people love the beer, and I was like, interesting.
Did you serve the beer in tiny glasses too? Like shot glasses of beer?
No, they're 10-ounce glasses.
Tumbles. But we mentioned like donuts made with stuff like Reese's Cups and Kit Kats and all that.
Sure.
We're coming up on Halloween.
We are, yes.
It's going to be here soon, and I've seen a few places that have done recommended beer pairings with candy. So we're going to put you on the spot here, Todd.
Is there a clock that can tick while I'm trying to figure it out?
Can you tick for us, Zach? Can you just go tick, 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 tick? Why that? And Brian, you want to give us a metronome there?
Yeah.
The Final Jeopardy. So we want to know what Good Word beers are. It doesn't have to be Good Word but you've got a pretty good variety of styles here that you would pair with some of these Halloween classics. Okay. So I'm going to start with one of my personal favorites, the Reese's Cup. What beer from Good Word would you pair up with the Reese's Cup?
Easy one, Tim. Moose Tracks. It's a peanut butter imperial milk stout with vanilla and cocoa nibs. Next question.
That's next. Moving along. I'll take Moose Tracks for 200. So.
Thank you, Alex.
Let's go fruity, man. Skittles. What are we going to pair up with some Skittles?
I would say Hipster Dynamite that you guys just tried. That's a 4% milkshake sour. That's a play on a peach Melba dessert. It is South Carolina peaches, fresh squeezed lemon juice, raspberry, vanilla beans, and a little milk sugar. Or, and a fantastic, that's a tart cherry and tangerine sour.
Delicious.
That's only 4% alcohol too. I think those are perfect with Skittles.
Brian was hoarding the Hipster Dynamite.
I was. So I do like that.
Some of that
he put some vodka in there. I saw him, guys. Just
he did.
He starts acting a little loopy.
I'd believe you, but if it was Brian, it'd be Scotch. It wouldn't matter what it was.
It would
pour some Scotch or bourbon into it. So let's go with everybody's favorite candy, candy corn.
Oh man, that's some thick sarcasm.
So what do you got there?
I'm definitely not a fan of that stuff. I saw a pizza with that stuff melted on there.
Why?
I think Bridge
was it a
put
dessert pizza or?
I don't know. I think it was a joke, a meme or something.
Okay.
But anyway, so candy corn, I would say We Used to Be Cool, which is our pale Mexican lager. It's got some German malt and then a couple bags of flake corn in there. I think it's nice and smooth.
Okay.
But yeah, I would go with that.
You know, we talked about Scott Hedin a little bit earlier from Burt Hickory Brewery. Yep. And Scott is known to make some pretty crazy beers.
They're really tasty.
He did a candy corn IPA a few years ago.
That's right.
And he will happily admit that was the worst idea he's ever had. He's like, it just did not work at all. But he tried it. He gave it a shot there.
Man, that's funny. The first time I ever brewed, and I say brewed loosely, it was many years ago when David Stein and Chase were both brewing at Twain's, and I was trying to film this like bad idea for a TV show. Like, I forget the name of it, but it was supposed to be a beer show. And we wanted to do a Starburst IPA. And honestly, it'd probably kill right now. But
it would now, right?
That was before Creature Comforts and Contrast for sure. But Starburst IPA.
Okay. Right now's the time to hit that, man. Bring it back.
Everybody's
bring
like, what's the
Hang
proportions?
on a second. Yeah.
Yeah. So what about some little red twists, man? What if we got some Twizzlers in there?
Twizzlers. Oof. Okay. I would say Wrigley Fields. All right.
Does it change your answer if you drink it through the Twizzler, like you bite off
That's
each
the only
end?
way to drink.
Okay.
Is through that. You know what? We should actually start doing, instead of straws, because they're bad for the environment, we'll just do Twizzlers. They're just a little bad for you,
There
right?
you go.
That's it.
Problem solved.
Yeah.
So I couldn't figure out if this was a joke or a meme or anything, but some people said that places in Italy are using pasta tubes for straws.
I mean, I guess if you're not drinking something hot, it's fine. But, you don't want that thing noodling out on you.
Well, that's what I was thinking. But like paper straws, they should be banned. They're horrible.
I've never used one.
They're terrible. They get limp and it imparts papery taste to it. Paper straws are a horrible idea.
It's hard to drink from a straw. It's like you're chasing around. It's like a weird thing.
Yeah.
Just
well,
weird.
you do have a bottle of water. We can roll up one of these sheets of paper and you could try it out. See how it goes. It's about the same.
Even with that pedestrian water.
This water's a little pedestrian. I think. I'm glad you said that.
Don't do that.
No, it's great.
He's like, it already tastes like paper. I don't know.
It's flat. I was like, did you guys bring me flat water? It's fantastic.
So how about if we went a little crazy here? And, there's always that one grandma who thinks it's cool to make candy to hand out. So if I got me a big caramel apple, what beer should I pair with that?
Good night. You know what? Bebop. It's an ESB. I think it would go really well with that. It's got a nice little sweetness and a little bitterness to kind of balance out some of that caramel.
Okay. And this is one Brian had to know.
I did, yeah.
Brian said there's always that one cool house that gives you the full-size Snickers. Now, I don't know, Todd, why full size is important, but Brian did want to specify that.
Size matters.
What beer do we pair with a full-size Snickers bar?
And every kid knows that house. They remember, they're like,
they do.
You have to go
they
down.
They talk about it.
It's
the stuff of legends.
Oh, yeah. Full-size Snickers. That's a great one. Krang, which is our 4.6% London Porter. It's nice and chocolatey. It's got a little roast, but not too much. I think it'd go. Actually, do you have a full-size Snicker? And let's crack that can open.
He's
really
not
wish
the
I
cool
did.
house. He is not the cool
No,
house.
I'm not the cool house.
All right.
Sadly, no.
For the 200th episode, when I come back next week, then we'll have that.
We'll bring it. We'll make it
Full-size
happen.
Snickers.
We got to
Yes,
bump the other
absolutely.
guest.
Absolutely.
Good stuff. Well, Todd, awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it very much. Congrats on 2 years.
Thank you so
And
much.
we'll be over there to see you again real soon.
Thank you.
Well, that about wraps it up for this episode of the Beer Guys Radio Show. Coming up next week, episode number 200 with apparently Todd DiMatteo.
With me, I'll be back.
Yeah.
And Tombstone Brewing. Thanks so much for tuning in. For more craft beer info, follow us online. We are Beer Guys Radio on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Have a great week, and don't forget to drink local. Cheers.